So from last session, the map iteration was pending. So I will cover that first. So what is a map iteration? How we can iterate the map? Okay, fine. So I'll just try to iterate the map that I have created earlier in the last session. I think I have deleted that map. I will just create a new class in the session 7 and I will just iterate that map. Map string. Komal, you have started the camera. Sorry, just going in the wrong way actually. Yeah, hash map. Okay, map dot put name as Yogesh. And I will like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So suppose I want to iterate this map. So I will use an entry set here. So you have to remember this entry set is used to iterate the map. Map dot entry set. Okay. So I'll just go inside this. I will just copy this part, the return type. I will just assign to here. I will give some name here now. Iteration, iterator. Simply, I will just copy this string as a key value here. Okay, now I'll use this iterator. Dot what is the return type is iterator. So you can go step by step actually. You will get return type. You don't have to remember the code. It is asking me to change to this type. Yeah, fine. Okay. Then I should get has next method. Okay, has next and one more method is there. Next, yeah, it's below only. Okay, so I'll simply apply the while loop. I dot has next. Then I will just print this next sentence. Next. I'm simply executing this program. Actually, iteration for this map is not required. So just you should know actually how can you iterate the map. Suppose if you don't know the key values, we can just get the values from the key by this name, address, and pin code. But you don't know this name, address, and pin code means key. So in that case, you can just iterate and you can just simply print both the values, key and value. Now you can see we are getting this address, India, pin code, and name in the pair when we are iterating this. Okay. And the sequence is not fixed actually. It is a random sequence. So I am executing it again. So you can see we are seeing in the sequence address, pin code, and name. Again, I'm executing this. Again, same sequence. I'm just executing it again. We are getting same sequence, but it's not sequential actually. We might get random sequence, but that's not an issue here. So we are just fetching the value from the key. So that's the intention of the map. Okay, so this step you don't have to remember. You just have to remember this entry set, and by this you can get the return type from inside this definition. This we can simply copy paste here. We can assign it to some variable here. Then we have to look for the iterator. Iterator return type we have to look here. Actually, here we are seeing iterator E, right? But earlier, what we have used earlier, we have used this actually. So simply, we have to use this entry string. Actually, it will just give the compilation error, and based on that, we can just modify this return type here. Means in which type you have to save the data of the iterator. And then same method as next and next as a iterator that we have seen earlier for the list and the set. So guys, any question?
Hello.
Here, yeah, Shri. Okay, fine.
This is Shubham. This is Shubham.
Yeah, Shubham, tell me.
Yeah. Like in the first line, when you are declaring the iterator and the method, just change it to string to object and object
Yeah,
in the
that's
next
fine.
line. In the next line. In the next line.
Where?
Yes. Yes.
Here.
Here. Yes. Yes.
Okay, it will support.
Yes. It should support because if I don't know anything, then object is
No,
a
no,
parent
but
class.
this will create an issue for you actually.
How?
It will support, but in some cases, if you are expecting, suppose if you are using this data somewhere in the application,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the application is only supported string, and but you are passing the object, or object can be anything actually. It can be integer, it can be enum, it can be anything
Anything.
actually.
Yes. Yes.
So it might give the typecasting error. So that's why you should not use this approach actually, object. Now it is showing the error. We'll see what is the error. It is asking for the same actually. So because we have defined set of string actually entry of the string you can see set of type entry set here entry string sorry. So and we are just trying to convert into the object, so it is not supporting here.
Okay.
So it will just check here what is the return type, means which type we have provided. Based on that, it will just suggest here. If you want to do the in this way, I think there should be another way. I will just try to do that.
Again, typecasting, right? You need to
Yes,
cast it to the object.
yeah, it should support, but no. Mm, just do this. Actually, before Java 7, we supposed to declare in this way. Actually, in both the side, we have to declare this. Suppose we are providing something here at this
Yes.
side, we have to declare at this side as well.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's not recommended. So we are not using this approach. That's why might be it's giving the compilation error now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So don't use object anywhere. It will
Oh,
create a issue for you for sure.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Because at the when we are writing the code, you won't be able to you can't imagine where your code can be used in the future situation actually. So it might create an issue. Okay, so always use the specific types only. Okay, and whenever we are going with this bracket less than or greater than, so this is actually generics, means this is basically used for the type safety only. There are multiple features provided by the generics, but we are just looking for this type safety here. Okay,
Got it.
yeah. Fine. because there is no bracket left when this generic development happened, so that's why they have used this last bracket actually. Because curly braces we are using for the classes, the round bracket we are using for this methods, this one, and the only bracket remaining this one actually, the less than greater than. So they have applied in the generics. Okay, fine. So yeah. So actually I'm almost done from Java side actually. If you have any questions, so you can ping me on the WhatsApp as well. I just ping your number. If you don't have a number, you can ask. I'll just provide again. And then I'm going ahead with the Maven and the Selenium architecture today.
Hello.
Yeah.
Just one thing.
Yes, Shubham.
I don't remember actually. Have we completed the upcasting and the downcasting?
Upcasting and downcasting. Actually,
It
we
would be
have
helpful.
covered. Pardon?
Actually, it will be helpful, right?
Okay. So actually, I have to make a slide and I have to prepare for that actually. So I'll
Yes.
just give that in the next section. Casting. Okay. So fine. Actually, I have to prepare for the sufficient example. That's why I'm just not taking it runtime. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I'll take it in the next session. No problem. Tomorrow session.
Okay.
So yes, Ravi, we can use this integer object. Yeah. We can give any data type here inside this map. Actually, I'm just trying here integer. Because if you want to try this integer object, then accordingly we have to pass the data simply. Okay, here also we have to pass same thing again. Again here as well. Okay, perfect. I'm executing this program now. We're getting the output. Okay. So I think Shubham asked the question. Let me open the chat windows. Not
Sir.
Ravi. Yeah.
Sir, actually, we are using HashMap to read the data from Excel sheet, right? So can we use this map too to read the data from Excel? Or
Yeah,
this
of
is
course.
only...
Of course you can use. So before that you have to write a logic to read the data from the Excel sheet. Okay.
Okay, means
And
map has not limitations that we need to initialize the values inside the code
no.
only, right?
Yes, of course not. Of course not. Of course. Suppose if you are reading the data from the Excel sheet, you know from which cell we are picking the data. Based on that, we can just you can write this line number 13 to initiate this map object, and accordingly you can just pass this from the Excel sheet. You don't have to hard code this here actually. For example purpose, I'm just showing from the hard coded values. This is hard coded value. This is not recommended. This is only
Yeah.
for the showing purpose. You have to take these values runtime from any data source.
Okay, got it. Sir. Thank you.
Okay. Fine. Okay, so I'm moving away for the session 8.
And sir, one more question. Like this iterator, I know that the iterator, if we use this iterator, then if we, the value, like whatever the value we are asking for, if that value is in the code for like 4 times, then the code, then what iterator will do, it will go and execute the same thing 4 times. So is there any other thing that we can do with iterator?
No, don't ask this question this way. Actually, just ask in different way. Suppose if you want to get the one data for particular key, then you can get the data directly. In HashMap, actually, we are not using this iterator. It is used again very rare. If you are storing data in the HashMap, we are simply using this get method actually. Suppose if you read data from the Excel sheet and stored into the map. Suppose this is the Excel data. Okay, so whenever you want to use it, you will simply use this get, and then you will just use this one. Okay, so you will get a answer Yogesh. Actual output of this line is Yogesh. Okay.
Okay.
So you don't have to iterate that time actually in the map. You directly get these values,
Okay, got it.
right? Suppose if you are passing, if your Excel sheet having this as a country, and just putting the blind example, country India, then I'm just changing the names, type here string. Okay, suppose here state, then Maharashtra. Okay, now if you have put the data, this data from the Excel sheet, and now if you want to get what is a country, so you can simply copy this key and put into the gate. So output of this line is will be the India. So that is a right way to paste the data from the data. Actually, this hash map. Okay, fine. I'm just reverting this code to avoid the compilation error. Okay, fine. I think I got one more question. Okay, fine. Ritesh got it. Okay, fine. So moving ahead for the session 8. So now we are starting with the Selenium WebDriver and the Maven overview. Okay. So before proceeding that, I am before proceeding the Selenium WebDriver, I am going through the Maven because we are using some jars, Selenium jars, and that can be taken from the Maven dependency. So that's why I'm going through the Maven, and then I'll just show the Selenium architecture. Okay. So first slide. So Maven overview. So Maven is a build tool actually. So it simply makes the build process easy, providing a uniform build system, and it is also used to integrate the CI tool like Jenkins. Okay, so I'll tell you what is a build tool. So build tool means it will simply create a jar for us. Suppose if you have created one project, suppose we are working on the one project, and that project is depend on another project. So what we will do, we will create a jar of that dependent project, and we will just use that dependent project's jar into the existing project. Okay, so that is a main fundamental here to use the Maven as a build tool. And also we get the jar in the proper format. Actually, we don't have to do don't have to follow the different process. Every developer can follow the same process, and they will get a jar and documentation as well for that project. In Maven, we also get the documentation. It is not used from the testing perspective, but developer uses that actually, that feature, documentation part. The which documentation means, suppose if you are providing some information about this method or about this class, it will automatically get stored in some documentation, and that can be published as an information of that software or the application. Okay, so that feature we are not using here in the testing side. Okay, so yeah, fine. So this how Maven works actually. So first, to understand this Maven work, we have to use this pom.xml. Okay, this is XML file we put into the project. In this, we just put some dependency. Dependency means what? We just put one information about jar which we want to download in our local repository. Okay, so there is one virtual manager which is with just having the project information, dependencies, plugins. Means all these three things are managed by this manager through this pom.xml. I will show this practical as well, how it manage actually. Okay, so when we give the project information, dependencies, and plugin, it will just go to the repository actually. This is a central repository. Okay, from central repository, it just download the dependency which we required for the project execution, and it also download the plugins. Okay, so plugin is basically used. There is major difference between this dependency and plugin. So dependency is actual our project source code, and plugin is what? Plugin uses this dependency to execute or perform some action. Suppose if you want to compile the code, so plugin compile the code, but which code? This dependency wala code. Okay, and plus our actual code that we have written, and plugin also help to test our code as well. Okay, so this is pom.xml where we provide the dependency. It will simply go for this repository, it will download to the local system, and it will work accordingly for the next phases to compile, test, and install. That is a high level overview of the Maven. Okay, fine. So moving for the next. Yeah, now I'm going to show how to convert the Java project to Maven project, then walk through Maven repository site, then how to add the dependency in the pom.xml, and the physical location where actually we store that dependency in our hard drive. Okay, that's M2 folder. I'm just closing this one, session 7. Okay, not this. Okay. So now I'm creating one new project actually. File, new, Java project, automation framework, finish. Now simply this is a Java project. Now I want to convert this project into the Maven project. So you don't have to download the Maven explicitly. It is always present with the your latest Eclipse. Okay. So I'm just going for the, I'm just right clicking on the project, right click, configure, and you can see the option convert to Maven project here. Okay, I'm just converting it. So it will just provide some information here, group ID, artifact ID, version, packaging jar. So simply go through it and just don't make any changes and just click on finish button. Okay, so now you can see this file come into the picture actually, pom.xml is automatically generated here. Okay, so here we put the dependency actually. So this plugin comes by default to compile the code, Maven compiler plugin. Okay, and explicitly we have to download the dependencies now. So I will just add the dependency here. Before that, you can see two more folders are added here, target and bean. This is also automatically get created by the this Maven. Okay, we don't have to create these folders. So this also benefit, it just create a folder structure for us. Okay. Fine. So okay. So I have created the Maven project from the Java. Okay. So for any questions?
Please, can you repeat it again?
Yeah. So yeah, which part actually? I think it's a Diksha, right?
Yes. First, you created the Java project. After that,
Yes.
what did you?
I simply click on this project, right click, configure, and actually I'm not seeing option. I will just create a new project again. Actually, directly we can create a Maven project from here. I will just show you another option, but that's somewhat tricky. File, new, you can go to the other, you can look for the Maven. You are seeing the option Maven project here. Okay, click on next, then again next, and here actually we have to search for the quick start artifact ID, but sometimes we are not getting the right option here. So that's why I'm adding this approach to create a Maven project. So this is again from different, we are not using this actually. It should be from Maven, com.maven like this. We should get this, but I'm not getting this here. That's why I'm just creating a Java project and I'm just converting that to the Maven project. Okay. So this is the one way to create a Maven project. And second way, I will just explain it again. I'll just create a one, just canceling this. I'm creating Java project again to show you. New Java project. Temp project. I'm just giving the name because I'm going to delete that project. Don't create. Okay. So I right click on this project, configure. In configure, I'm seeing the last option, convert to Maven project. Okay. So I have simply have to click here, click to Maven project, and I'll get this option, Maven POM. Okay. So this wizard create a new POM, pom.xml descriptor for the Maven. Okay. and I simply click on the finish. So it will convert into the Maven project. Now I'm just expanding this. You can see we got the jar file here. Sorry, not jar file. We got the XML file here, where we put actual dependencies and the plugin. Okay, Diksha, clear?
Yes, it's clear. But one more thing, when we use the Eclipse version, Neon, Oxygen, and all, we need to externally provide the jars. Yes.
Yes. For older version, you have to explicitly go for the Maven, so that you can do it from here actually. From help, go to the marketplace, and here you can search for the Maven. Actually, now in this version, I won't get this option, but you can search Maven, and you can install that. Okay.
Okay.
But always you can use the latest one because it's having more feature as compared to the previous one, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'm just searching if I'm getting option, but I'm expecting I should not get here because I'm using the latest. Not latest, but it's not a very old. There are many plugins that you can download and use in Eclipse, so make your coding easy. So I think Maven Pages goal. I think this can be installed. I'm not sure. This previously name was different for the different version. So we can try this. If you are getting the pom.xml, means if you are not getting this option, suppose if you right click on the project and we are not getting this convert to Maven project option. Okay, so that means you don't have Maven installed in your Eclipse. Okay. So if you are facing such issue, just let me know. I will just find alternate for that. Okay. Or I will just work with that particular Eclipse version. Fine. Okay. So I'm deleting this temp project. You can see whenever you are deleting the project, if you tick this, it will just delete from your hard drive as well. So you cannot that it cannot be undone actually. Simply it's permanently deleted. Okay, fine. Then yeah, walk through Maven repository site. Yeah, actually I'm talking about the repository, but from where actually it should recollect that all the dependencies. Okay, so I'm just going to the Chrome browser. I will just walk through the Maven repository. So this is the actual site, https://mvenrepository.com. From this site, it actually fetches the dependencies. Okay, suppose now if I want dependency for the Selenium Java, I will simply look for this Selenium Java and I will just search it here. Okay, so now you can see I know this is provided by Selenium HQ Selenium, so that is this is the right dependency. Okay, provided by the Apache with the Apache license. It's a freeware. Okay, and so I simply click here in the Selenium Java. Okay, so now I'm just hiding the window. Okay, fine. Yeah. So now you can see license is Apache because it's a freeware. Then it is category web testing, tag Selenium testing web. Okay, so this dependency we have to download in our local. So how? So you can see there are multiple versions here. Okay, so I'll go from down. Yeah, now yeah, you can see version started from 2. Now it's almost 3. Right, till 3 it's a stable one. After 3 you can go for the 4, but it's unstable actually because it's alpha and beta. It is still under testing. So never use this alpha and beta version in your system because it might be create some issues for you. Okay, and always go for this uses column and look for which jar is downloaded frequently and which is stable actually. If you go with this 3.141.59, it is used 351 times. So this is the stable one. So simply you can just click on this and you can just copy the dependency from here. Okay, so the dependency includes group ID, artifact ID, and its version. Simply you have to copy this code and you have to paste it into the pom.xml. So what this repository will do, it will simply what our Eclipse will do, Eclipse will directly contact this Maven repository, connect with this Maven repository, and simply download this Maven that Selenium Java dependency into your local system. Okay. So I'm just copying this dependency now. I will just go to the pom.xml. Now here I'll create one tag dependencies. Let me try. I think this is not right place. Yeah, dependencies. You can see dependencies means multiple. It's a plural. I'm just pasting the copy dependency here. Okay. So now it's a dependency. Under dependencies tag, we can put the dependency with this version. I'm just saving this. So now you can see we are seeing this extra folder. Okay, the Maven dependencies. And now here I am seeing the Selenium Java, Selenium API, Selenium Chrome driver, Edge, Firefox. Multiple dependencies got downloaded by using this. Okay, so these are you don't have to maintain separately. You can simply maintain this pom.xml and you can simply download the dependency, means this .jar file directly. So that is the benefit of the Maven. Okay. Yeah, so we have added this Selenium Java dependency in our system, in our project actually. Okay, so now you can see the artifact ID is Selenium Java. Okay, Selenium Java means this first one only, right? So you should get the question from where this all the other dependencies got downloaded, because that is not mentioned anywhere in the pom.xml. So answer is that actually in this dependency, inside this dependency, there are multiple dependencies. So I will just pressing the control and going inside this dependency. You should know this. Okay, that's why I'm just telling. Okay, I just go inside that dependency and I can just look for the dependency that I have defined in this XML file. Okay, now here you can see in dependency tag we have just the other dependencies are Selenium API. You can see Selenium API. Okay, then Selenium Chrome driver, then Selenium Chrome driver. Okay, with same version actually. It is just appending the Chrome version at the end. Okay, so this way you have to look toward the pom.xml. Ritesh, so your question is Maven is installing all the dependencies for the project. It is, we cannot say install. It is just downloading the dependencies for us. So if you want to use the word install, that you can use, but it's a downloading simply. Okay. So now you can see we have downloaded the dependency, but physical location should be there, right? Because it's in local drive. So I am just expanding this window, the left side one. So we will get the location here where actually it resides. So D user, my name means my system name, then .m2 folder. Under this folder, this all the repository got saved. Why I'm telling this location as well? Because if you're downloading multiple dependencies frequently, and in some cases it might have, you might get the compilation error or some any error, and it might be due to the Maven dependency. It might create the conflict. So in that case, what we can do, we can simply delete that M2 folder and we can simply re-download all the dependencies. So it will resolve your problem. Okay. So I will tell the right example here. Suppose if I'm working on the one project, that project was working earlier, working fine earlier, actually yesterday. But today I'm working, I just taken the pull, but due to some issue, someone might have uploaded some dependencies or someone might have done some changes in the dependency with the version change. Okay. But I have already downloaded this 3.1.4.141.15 version. But due to the version change, I'm not able to take the update, latest update from the repository. So in that case, we can simply download this m2 folder and we can simply re-download everything. Okay. So at first time, if you see this dependency got downloaded automatically. If you want to update, then we can simply go ahead, right click on the project, Maven, and you can use this option update project. Okay. It will just check if there is an update. If there is no update, it will simply skip the update part. Okay, in update project, we have to check this force update and then click on OK. Okay, so this is for update project. Again, there is one more option. Right click, run as. These options actually: Maven build, Maven clean, Maven install, Maven test. Okay, so in this we can use this Maven build, Maven clean, Maven install. So if you use this Maven install, it will simply create a jar of your project. Okay, suppose you have written some code in this automation framework project, it will simply create a jar. So if suppose if you are doing some basic functionality, you can write a code here. Okay, and the other project might need your project from might need some code from your actual project, this project. So what you can do, you can simply provide your jar to that project, so he can use your classes or your methods that you have defined in your project. So that is the benefit here. Actually, this is a manual process if you want to do, but if you want to automate that as well, we can automate that as well by using some repository. We have to deploy our repository, our jar file into some particular repository, and then other person can directly fetch from that repository. It is called as a deployment actually. So that is a different thing actually. Okay, so I will just tell you the one command used in the Maven build. -u dependency. Actually, this is not needed, but you should know that's fine. Dependency colon sources. It is also used to download the dependencies. It's your choice if you want to if you want to use this, or if you want to go for this. You can, if you just go for this run as Maven install, it will just create a jar file as well, and it will also download the dependencies that are missing or new simply. Okay, so I think I'm going so fast, so if you have any question you can ask me, guys.
There is a confusion like for giving the dependencies, you have shown us copying it from the repository, and second thing, now you were showing like we need to run as a Maven build.
Yes, actually, for example, this is a Maven repository. Someone already written the code here, and we are using that, right? Suppose if you want to use our project as a dependency in another project, in that case we can simply create a jar of our project and we can use that jar into another project. That's your confusion, Diksha?
No, actually, now you have shown another way to
Yes, this one,
download the
right?
dependencies.
This one, right?
Yes.
By this one, actually there are multiple ways. Actually, simply in this it will just look for the update. If there is a suppose if you are using the version 1 and someone upgraded to the 2, and if you want to update only that particular dependency, so it update project will simply look for that update, and if there is an update it will just update for next version, second version, and if there is no, then it will skip simply. Okay, and suppose if you have taken new project, and in some cases this dependency won't get downloaded automatically. Okay, simply you have to right click on this project, run as, and you have to use this option Maven install, or you can just use this option Maven build. Actually, there is a Maven lifecycle simply. If you use this Maven install, this Maven build, Maven clean automatically get executed at the backend. Okay, so this is a second last step actually. There are multiple steps in the lifecycle. I will just read that. So first it will just validate. Actually, we are not using every step. That's why I'm just keeping that part. Okay, so to be ensure, just use this option Maven install. It will simply create a jar. It will also check if all the jars are downloaded, means all the dependencies are downloaded properly and it's working. Okay,
Okay.
go for this option Maven install.
Okay. And the thing which the Maven here in the left in the column, the Maven repository, the Selenium jar files came when you gave the path here, no, in dependency
Yes,
column. Okay.
yes. It automatically get downloaded when it's saved, but sometimes it won't get downloaded. That in that case we can just update the project. It might happen some due to network issue or something, but you should know this option.
Okay.
If you are facing some issue with the dependencies, simply go for both the options. Simply first look for this option, update project, first option, and second run as maven install. It will for sure resolve your issue, any issue. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think I got one question. Helping. Okay. So Ritesh, have one question. How to identify which dependency is missing? Can we give us a list of that? No, Ritesh, actually there is no such as list. Actually, I know that I am working on the Selenium, so there is a Selenium dependency. Simple. So there is no kind of list actually. Of course, I will just share the project. Then accordingly you can use. For example, I got a new requirement. I have to read data from the CSV file. Okay, but I don't know what is means. I don't know how to read the data from the CSV. So instead of going and Google for the CSV code, I will simply look for the dependency. Why I look for the dependency? Because already someone written the code in the dependency, and simply I can reuse that code. Okay, so blindly I'm just hitting the CSV reader kind of thing here. Yeah, I'm getting some this dependency. This library is a fork of CSV library called as CSV reader. So blindly I'm just use this repository in your project, and I will just check if there is function. Means I will just put one CSV file, and I will just check if this dependency is working me for or not. Actually, there is no list of such libraries. Actually, I know which library I have to use, and then I use the libraries actually. Yeah, of course, common dependencies I will share with you when I'll just upload this project to the Git repository. Okay, and use of this using this dependency, I mean actually, so it will not mess up with the version because we are providing the versions here. Okay, fine. Okay, yeah, physical location I left with. Okay, so I'll just go for this my dependency physical location. I'll just go it here. Then in my user actually. I will just show you the structure. Here you can see the .m2 folder should be there. Yeah, repository. Here all the dependency got downloaded actually. You don't have to go and inside and you have to review actually. It will be in different form. You can see it. Yeah, it's a jar and .sh. SHA for just verification if the proper jar is downloaded or not. It's I think it's a hashing algorithm SHA1. Okay, so you don't have to worry about this part. And for example, I will just tell another example as well. Suppose your company has restricted environment. Suppose you don't have access to this Maven repository, this site actually, mavenrepository.com. In that case, your company might set up the another repository which is only accessible to your company, to your organization. In that case, you have to set this path. Suppose now we are using this Maven repository, the global one, which is used across globally. So instead of this URL, we can simply set another URL in this M2 folder only. We have to create one XML file. Yeah. Here actually we have to create setting.xml. I'm not sure 100% about this structure, but I'm just putting the blind thoughts. Okay, it will be setting.xml. And in setting.xml, you have to provide the path. There is some server tag. I'm just putting into Notepad. This is Notepad actually, not XML file. In server tag, you have to provide the new path which is provided by your organization. Okay, so from this repository only your all the dependency will get downloaded into your local system. You don't have to look for this actual global repository. Okay, so that is again you should know. That's why I'm telling, because it's for banking domain we are not using this Maven repository. We have to, company has to create their own repository, and then we have to fetch all the dependency from that repository. Okay, fine. Again, you don't have to worry about how to set up that repository. That's company's headache. That IT guys or someone else will do that. You simply have to copy that URL and paste it to the setting.xml, and you will get that code on the Google as well, how to set up the setting.xml to fetch the dependency from the local repository actually. Okay. Okay, that's it from the Maven side. Okay. Now we'll, any question in this Maven, guys? Okay, fine. So I think we have 10 minutes. So I'll just repeat. I think I should repeat everything again. So Maven, when we use the Maven, folder structure got created automatically. It will just download the dependencies for us. And also if you want to deploy the code, means it will simply create a jar for us as well in the install. Suppose I'll just show that as well by creating one class here. Where's the class? Yeah. Class A. Finish. Now I will right click on the project, go to the run as, and Maven install. Now when this execution is done, you should see this build success. If you are getting build fail or another fatal error, then you should worry, you should think why we are getting that. It might be some due to some issue actually. In that case, you can simply delete that M2 folder and you can just reproceed. Okay, now I'll just open this location, project location. I should get the jar file of this project. Target. Now you can see, yeah, our project name is automation framework and we are got the jar automation framework 001 snapshot.jar. Okay, so Maven install is just, we also create the jar for us. Okay, so you have to remember this part as well. Okay, and yeah, home.xml, we have added one dependency here. In the dependency tag, and this is a plugin which is used for the compilation. Okay, again we can add multiple plugins here, like a Surefire plugin which is for the reporting purpose. So when we are just integrating our automation project with the Jenkins, we can use this reporting as well. Okay, so Surefire is also plugin for the reporting purpose. This is for the compilation purpose, Maven compiler plugin. Okay, fine. Got one ping. Yes, Nagendra, one question from Nagendra. Can we explain the why we are using setting.xml? In current case, we are not using the setting.xml. Okay, in suppose if you're working in the banking domain, if your organization is not supporting this repository, means it is not accessible inside your company, simply it is blocked. Okay, so in that case we can create our own repository. Not, it is not created by us actually, it is created by IT person. Some another person will create for you. It will just provide the URL to you. Suppose it's a kind of URL like this, www.localrepository.com. Suppose this URL you got. So simply you have to create one setting.xml file in the M2 folder here. I will just look for that on the Google. Setting XML in Eclipse. There is some syntax, so we have to follow that syntax and we have to provide this URL that company has provided you, and then only you can able to download the dependencies. I'm not seeing any structure here. No, I'm not seeing any structure here actually. Somewhere will get the structure. We'll try to create the structure from here itself. I will just tell you how to create that setting.xml. There is one tag. I'll just create one simple file again. I will just copy this and paste. Okay. This is not actually form. I'm just creating a setting.xml. There is some server tag is there where we can provide the URL. I'm just blindly typing if I'm getting some suggestion here. No, I think here we won't get any suggestion. URL is there. Okay, fine. I will tell this in the next session if how to create that setting.xml. This is not recommended, but not used. It is usually in banking domain only, and that person will give the setting.xml file to how to set up that. You only have to set up means you have to put this into the .m2 folder and you can use that. Okay. Actually, we are not worrying about this part. How to set up this setting.xml. Only the organization will provide you, and you have to put this into this M2 folder. That's why I have not tried this one. Okay. Fine. Okay, so what is more 2-3 minutes? Okay.
One more question.
Yeah, Diksha.
Like when we go for the Maven direct Maven install, so does all the dependencies like the Chrome driver, web, like they all get created automatically?
Commit again. I'm not getting that
The
question.
for the second way of going for the like installing of the Maven dependencies, the second was just right click and click on the Maven install. Correct.
Right.
Does all the dependencies get created automatically like Selenium WebDriver, Chrome driver?
No, if you are explicitly downloading the Maven is example, this Maven is actually not a Maven install. That installation, that is a different part actually, right? The Maven installation different part. This is a command actually, Maven install. So if you are using this option means you are not actually downloading the Maven. You are just executing this build clean and you are creating the jar here. That's the meaning actually Maven install. We are not doing any installation here.
So in this only does the Chrome drivers and all gets created?
No, Chrome driver we have to download explicitly. Chrome driver is exe actually, and Maven is used only for the jar file. So that .exe file, .chrome driver exe file, we have to download explicitly and we have to put into the project. That will not get automatically downloaded. Okay. So I'll just show you that as well. So tomorrow I will just download and I will just execute. So yeah, thanks, Diksha. So okay, so I will just check the version of this Chrome browser. Okay, so now it's a 90. Okay, so I will just look for the Chrome driver which is compatible with this 90 Chrome browser. I will just Google Chrome driver .exe for Chrome 90. Okay, so this is a site, WebDriver for Chrome downloads. Now you can see, I think UI got changed recently. Previously there was different UI. Okay, fine. So you can see for different version there is multiple different Chrome driver exe. Okay, I'm using 90, so I will just download this part. So in this, according to the OS, we can download a specific jar file, sorry, .exe file. It is for Windows, it is for Mac 64, and then Linux. Okay, so we are going for the Windows 32. So we'll simply download this zip file. I'm opening this. Extract to any folder I can just give. I'm just extracting this, extracted. And I can simply try to open this. I will just simply double click on it, open it, and I will just check the version here, 90. Okay. So this we'll use in the next session to invoke the Chrome browser, Dikshan. Okay.
Okay. But this is for like simple Java project, na? Not for the Maven, na?
No, it is. It's a exe file actually. Simply don't think about a Maven or a Java file.
Okay.
There is no connection. Okay.
So the main thing, can't we give the Chrome driver in dependencies? Like we
No.
won't get, no?
No, we
Okay.
cannot give, because if you see for the extension, it's a .exe.
Okay.
This is a actually, again, I can say not headache actually, but we have to extra cautious on this part. Suppose if our Chrome is updating, so we have to update this Chrome driver as well every time, or else we can just simply disable the Chrome updates from the admin side. We can request them, because if sometimes if today's our script is working, but tomorrow Chrome got updated, but we have not updated the Chrome driver exe, then our script will surely fail. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Paras is telling we can give the Chrome driver exe dependency in the Maven. No, Paras, I have not seen it. If you have any
You can
option,
do, you can do. I know, I have tried it already.
Chrome driver exe you're talking about, right?
Not the Chrome driver exe. You can put in the dependency. There are two dependencies that you need to use. One dependency is WebDriver dependency, and the another is Chrome driver dependency. Both the dependencies that we need to put into form.xml. Then putting those both dependencies we can use. You can Google it out. Yeah, that's simply you will get.
Actually, dependency, as per my understanding, dependency is only jar file, .jar file, and this Chrome driver is actually the exe part. So we cannot download by using
We
this.
can do. Yogesh, we can do. I have already tried it. I use it.
Is it okay? Then I think I have to try. Okay, fine. I will just Google it out. No worries.
One more thing. This all the drivers are packed into one thing, that is jar. That is the Bonnie Gracie or something like that, for which you use the WebDriver manager, right?
Yes, we can use WebDriver manager as well.
Yes,
that's fine.
Yes. So that is a complete jar of all the drivers, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
exe, I also don't know whether exe can be included in XML. Sorry, pom.xml. I think that is being converted into jar, like the Bonnie Garcia WebDriver manager, and then it is put into this dependency file.
Okay. So yeah, I know we can use the WebDriver manager as well, or we can go ahead with that dependencies for different browser. Okay, so I will just go with the WebDriver manager. No worries. Okay, that will be easy for us. Okay, so I will look for this exe dependency as well for the Maven. So again, that's good for us.
Yes, in base file that we declared, there also we just declare.
Actually, I have never seen and never tried. Simply,
I have used it. That's the reason I'm telling.
Okay, that's fine, perfect. That's then again new things for me.
Yes,
I'll just try it from my
so
side.
that actually eliminates the need of downloading Chrome driver.
Okay, that's great.
Because see what happens, Yogesh. What happens is, whenever you upload the project, okay, whenever you push the project into Git repository, okay, so most of the times we are not able to push .exe file, okay.
No, we can push. We can push. Yes.
But we can push, but whenever we pull the project in, like someone else is pulling it, okay, so he has to put the Chrome driver.exe explicitly and declare the location. Okay, location of the Chrome driver.
Paras, actually, I have worked on the Selenium project, so this is not required actually. We can simply use that user directory, and it will just provide the path till this actual project,
yes,
and then we can
that
just
is also possible. Yeah.
Relative path.
Correct.
Yes. Okay, so there are multiple ways actually. So
yes, there are many ways.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's fine. No worries. Okay, then I think we can wrap up for the today. And just go ahead with the assignment as well. So we will review that assignment by this coming weekend, okay, for the Java that I have given. Okay, guys, then we can close the call today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.